Bonjour à tous. J'ai un peu la lourde tâche de finir cette journée. Et en plus, je vais raccourcir un peu parce que je crois qu'il y a
Good
des enfants
afternoon.
qui nous attendent aussi pour le goûter.
So
Mais
it's down to me to
l'idée est de... On
conclude
a entendu plein de
this
choses qui
day.
nourrissent notre
Not
travail à
easy.
tous
And I'm going to
et qui nous
try
permettent
and
de
make it a
réfléchir
little
à
shorter because I
l'accompagnement.
know a lot of
Et donc,
kids are
c'est un peu
waiting
de
for
cet
us for
accompagnement dont on va
snack
parler.
time. But
Donc, je m'appelle
we
Flore
have
Schnitzler, je suis la
heard a
responsable
lot of
territoriale de
things
l'équipe relais
today.
Handicaps Nord-ouest.
And
Et
it's
mon
food for
territoire, alors
thought,
plus
isn't it?
particulièrement, c'est
About how we're
ici,
going to
la
help
Normandie.
these patients. My name is Flore Schnitzler, and I'm
Voilà,
in
donc
charge of the
simplement,
territorial
j'ai repris
team
des
in
mini-choses de se
Normandy
dire, bah, en
for
fait, on est
rare
enfant, quand on
diseases
parle de parcours, on
and
commence bien à la naissance,
disabled people.
vient parfois un peu la
So
difficulté
I've
du
just picked
diagnostic, de
out
se dire,
some little things.
je ressens bien tout ce que
When you
Stéphane
talk
Rondeau a
about
expliqué
a
aussi,
care
dire, bah, on
pathway, you
grandit,
start at birth,
voilà,
and
peut-être je
sometimes
ressens qu'il se
it's
passe quelque chose, je sais
difficult.
pas trop vers qui me tourner. Et donc, on a un peu
I heard
tous
Stéphane
ces champs qui
Rondeau saying you grow
s'ouvrent à
up
vous, parents.
and
Et
maybe
de se dire,
you
ben,
feel
quel
like
choix je fais?
something's
Là,
happening
une
when you're
fois,
more adult and you
c'est
don't know who
peut-être un
to
peu les
turn to.
premiers
But
choix aussi
all of these fields are
de
opening
votre
up to you, you
vie
as
de
parents,
parents
and
avec
maybe
votre
you
enfant.
need help
Et
in
ben
making the
finalement,
right
vers
choice.
qui je me tourne, où je vais.
And
Et c'est important de le poser ce choix
perhaps it's the
et de
first
se dire,
time in your
bah
life
voilà,
as a
je fais ce
parent
choix et
that
je
you're
vais
having to
jusqu'au
make
bout.
that kind of
Et
choice for your
peut-être
child.
le premier
Who do you
message que je
turn
voulais
to?
vous
Where
faire
do you
passer,
go?
c'est
It's
vous êtes
important to
en
make
droit,
that choice
vous devez faire
and
vos
to
choix
tell yourself
et pouvoir
that you
le
want to
faire
carry
en
through.
étant éclairé
And maybe the
et en
first
allant
message I
chercher
want to
des
give you
réponses.
is that you are allowed to make the
Et là,
choices you want, and you
ben,
should be
souvent,
able to make them
merci pour vos
in an
témoignages
informed
qui
way
nous le prouvent que ben,
and
vous vous inquiétez,
by
votre enfant
obtaining the right
grandit,
answers. And
il est
sometimes,
adolescent. Alors je crois
thank you
que
very
pour
much for all your
tous et
testimonies
chacun
because they
parent,
prove that you
je n'ai pas
are
vécu ça en tant que
concerned.
maman,
Your
mais
child is growing up,
ben, finalement
they are
l'adolescence
becoming a
c'est une question,
teenager.
enfin c'est une période
And I
pleine de
think that for
questions
every
et
parent,
peut-être d'autant plus quand
I
on
haven't
a
lived through this
un
as a
enfant
mother,
où
but
on se
the
questionne pour
teenage
son
years,
avenir.
I think,
Et donc
are
là, il y
full
a
of
plein de choses
questioning.
à
Even more
réfléchir,
so
de se dire,
when you
bah,
have a
jusque-là, moi,
child
j'étais
that
responsable de
for
mon
whose
enfant
future you're
et
worried
quelque part,
about.
c'est ensemble qu'on posait ces
And so
choix.
you have to think
Et demain, bah,
about
qu'en
a lot
est-il?
of things.
Est-ce que je
Up
reste
until then, you
responsable?
might
Est-ce
feel
qu'on
that
est
you were
co-responsable?
responsible for
Notamment,
that child,
en
making
termes de
choices for
droit,
them.
il y
But
a plein de
now,
questions qui se posent.
from now on,
Et c'est
what's going
normal
to
et
happen?
c'est important aussi
Am I
de pouvoir
still
se les poser.
responsible for that
Quand je
child?
parle là, je vais plus parler sur
Are
en
both
termes de
parents still
droit.
responsible?
Je suis
Where does the
désolée
law
pour
stand
tous
on
ceux
this? So
qui
you
viennent
have a
d'ailleurs
lot of
en France
questions, I'm
c'est
sure,
trop chouette, c'est
and
un
that's
vrai honneur.
normal.
Mais je vais
You
parler de
should be
beaucoup de
able
choses qui se
to
passent en France
ask
puisque
someone who
moi,
knows.
c'est un peu mon terrain
And
de jeu.
legally speaking,
Mais après, il y a plein de choses
and
qui peuvent se
I'm
réfléchir
sorry for those of you who
le fondement des
are from
questions
other
après
countries because
reste similaire.
my field of expertise is
Je ne vais pas les
French, the
détailler,
French
mais je
situation.
vous ai juste
But of
ici
course,
remis.
there are
Alors, il y a
things
juste
that we
l'allocation
can
familiale, je l'ai mise au
maybe
milieu. Mais elle n'est pas.
replicate in other
Les autres sont à
countries.
peu près
I won't go
trimées.
into too much detail, but
L'habilitation familiale
I
reste
just
voilà,
wanted to
plutôt
show you this.
c'est plus un
So
choix autre.
this family
Et comme je vais aller
responsibility
assez vite parce que le
is
temps,
something that I've put in
je
the
vous ai mis le
middle.
petit QR code pour
That's a
développer un
choice,
peu
if you
plus tous
like.
les concepts qui renvoient à des
And
pages.
I'll
Donc,
just go
ou à
over
des
this
vidéos, ça
quickly.
dépend des pages.
I've just put
Mais voilà,
some
encore une fois, c'est un choix de se dire
QR
légalement,
codes so that
qu'est-ce que
you
je
can
porte
go
et
and look
comment je
at
le fais
the
ce choix.
different videos. But this kind of concept
Il y a
of
aussi, ça aussi,
family
c'est très
empowerment, that's in the
français,
center of
on est
this.
très
So you need
sectorisé.
to know
Mais finalement,
legally
alors
where
souvent on
you
se dit l'enfant
stand
majeur c'est à
on
18 ans.
this.
Bah, finalement, quand on a un enfant en situation de
So
handicap, c'est parfois
we
presque
like to
20 ans.
split things
Parce
into
qu'avec l'histoire
sectors
des
in
amendements
France,
entre-temps, et
boxes, and
finalement,
often we say
le temps des
when a child
évaluations
grows
aussi
up and they reach
sur nos autorités
18,
de tutelle,
then they
notamment
become an
les
adult.
départements avec les
That's nearly
MDPH,
20,
et ben,
and
ça se passe souvent
there
à
are
20 ans,
various
le
different
passage
amendments,
de
there are
l'AEH, donc
assessments that
l'allocation
take
enfance handicapée,
place.
de l'AAH
We have
à
to
une personne adulte
manage
handicapée.
all of this, and this often
Mais
happens
finalement, que ce
when
soit
you're
l'AEH ou la
dealing with
PCH, ça c'est du détail, mais
disabled
l'important c'est de se
children. That
dire,
often
ben voilà,
happens,
où
that
j'en suis
assessment is
aujourd'hui,
made when they are 20.
quels sont mes besoins, et
But
donc du coup, comment je dois
whichever
réévaluer ça pour
organization is
avoir
doing
les
that, in
droits
charge of doing that, the
qui
main thing is
correspondent à
to
mes
know
besoins.
where you stand
Et il ne faut pas vous
as a
oublier,
patient, what your
parents
needs
et
are,
aidants, vous avez des droits.
and how you
Et
access
donc c'est
those
important de pouvoir
rights
venir
that
les
are
réévaluer
in
et de
line with your
pouvoir
needs.
les
And
poser.
as a parent, you also have rights,
Et là, j'ai envie de vous parler
and
un peu,
you shouldn't
je vais parler
feel
beaucoup de fois,
undervalued.
mais
You
vous
need to
pouvez
be able to
beaucoup
also
sortir de la
stand
France
up
et
for
aller voir
those. And now I'm going to talk about not just choice, but it's interesting to look at what's happening in Quebec in self-determination. You know, it's a word that's it's a buzzword, isn't it? Or self-determination today. And it's interesting actually because it's about making choices. What you feel able to decide, that's self-determination. What choices are you going to make? Whether it's you, your children, you with your children, in your life project or your life plan. But this is an ongoing project and thing, and it's constantly changing. There's a lot that you don't know. There's a lot that we're still testing today. And all of this feeds into the choices that we are going to make. Lots of things here to help you in France, probably in other countries as well, I'm sure. And it's worth seeking them out. Don't hesitate to really use what is already there. And we know that the medical social sector loves acronyms, things that are a little bit opaque, that you don't really know what it stands for. So I think today, the message I want to get over to you, it doesn't matter what door you knock on, we'll always try and find a way forward and find a system that helps you. And there are different teams working together on this in France. And rare handicap is also something that's very French, if I can say it that way. But we've realized in France that we tend to have a sectoral approach. The easiest rare handicap to remember is combinations of deficiencies. And when you have a combination of deficiencies, you've got different resources. So we need to coordinate things. And that's why we are here as an organization to help you coordinate access to all of those resources to give you the best response. So that's why we're here. And my message is get the help you need. This is a link. As we know that the MDPH file is not an easy one to constitute, so there are various folders and forms you have to fill in. But these forms that you can access here link into the GIVA assessment, the school assessments, it's the general assessments. And so you can fill in those questionnaires and you can underline what your specific needs are. If you need that, feel free. And then very briefly, we have teams in place to help you coordinate access to help for rare handicaps. So again, we're here for you to help you find your care pathway. So you have to make choices, but you don't know what choices to make and you don't want to stay on your own with your problems. And sometimes it's good to really help things along, get people together, talk to others, help you meet other people to try and get the response that you need and the replies you need. So don't stay on your own. Please reach out and try and find the help you need because it really will be worth it. And I'm certainly going to stick around if you have any questions. Thank you very much.